Hello people. It's been a while, well it's been over a week. This view is lovely. Up there you can see all the rocks a lot clearer. Right, let's get to it. Today I am at Beltinge. Something a bit different today. I'm going to fish it at low water. For hounds, bass, rays, whatever. I was going to go down to Minnis and then I thought, oh, it's a bit snaggy and can't I be bothered to walk across the rocks and then the turning for Beltinge come up, so I just took it. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be fishing. Normally, a couple of rods out with crab, fresh peelers obviously, and then I'm also going to do a bit of coastal foraging, shall we say, see if we can find any crab or whatever else is down there. Just see what's about in the rocks. I'm going to go over there and fish that point. You can see in the distance that sticks out. It's a bit of a trek. The car's up there. So yeah, I'll bring this back when I'll bring you back when I'm over there. But yeah, we'll give it a go. Tonight's video wasn't going to happen, to be fair, because today's Tuesday. The Thames Estuary boat match was planned for Friday, and we've got Nave's boat ready, and she's got her new props and she's all been painted underneath, new anti-foul, the lot, and now the weather's crap. So it hasn't been officially cancelled yet, but the verdict is being made tomorrow, which will be Wednesday at 6 o'clock. But although the weather changes hourly on the forecast, it's been the weather hasn't really changed much. It's been saying it for the last 3 days, and yeah, it's blowing absolute holy easterly. So for out here in the Thames Estuary, which is pretty much what this is, maybe we're a bit far down, but yeah, up that direction, on the other side of our bay, it'll be in your face all the way along the North Kent coast, so it's sort of blowing it out. But there is a reserve date, which is I think Monday the 24th of June. So hopefully that one can go ahead. It'd be nice to be fishing it sort of on our own boat we know, instead of having to use someone else's or getting on a charter boat. Or I was going to take my sib. If the boat weren't ready and we couldn't get on any other boats, I was going to take my sib. But yeah, it's been blown out. So I'm down here. Also with me I've got a spinning rod, as such, sort of spinning rod with some sort of blue lure on it. Not that I've got a clue what I'm doing, as you know. So I'm going to do a bit of spinning around these rocks and things. As you can see, they're all sticking up out of the water. I've got my waders on, so why not? You never know. I might be lucky. Yeah. So well, I'll bring you back when I'm all set up, and I'll show you about where I'm fishing in a bit. Right then, here I am. I've got a rod set up. First chuck, I blew it up and lost it. So I can't be asked with another rod tonight. I'm going to muck about. There's plenty of stuff here to look at. I mean, just look at this. There's all sorts of little fish in these pools, and there's crabs everywhere. There's water squirting up from all over the place, little bits of water, so I'm assuming that's shellfish of some type, whether it's razorfish or other types of little clams. But so what I'm doing is I'm walking out there 50 or 60 yards, because it's only coming up to my knees and my waders, out into the water. I'll take you out there in a minute, show you. And then casting from there, obviously it gets me into that little bit of deeper water. Whether I'm going to get anything here or not, I don't know, because I'm not quite sure how far it goes out. I mean, I'm walking out and I can still walk out further, but I'm at my comfortable limit, which I think it should go for everyone really. Just because you can carry on walking because it's not too deep doesn't always mean you should. Go to where you feel comfortable to, because you never know what's out there. There might be a gully out there, and I could see my feet, which is pretty much why I stopped. So I got as far as till I could see my feet, and then that was it. But while I was walking out there casting, I found this. So now this is a small edible brown crab. Well, we call them pungas down here, but this one is just an empty shell, which means they're peeling. Now these are one of the best baits you can get for things like smooth hounds, freezing down, I suppose cod in the winter time. To be honest, they've never lasted that long for the winter for me. They've always been used on the hounds when I found them. So that's a good sign. That's what I'm down here really looking for. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love state of that box. Look, you can tell I sorted my reel out from the stingray trip. Yeah, I still love my normal peelers, which, let me just show you them, are in there, nice and lively, nicely popping, all ready to use. But them pungers are something special. Right, over here's my bucket. Let's have a little look. I've got the ratchet set on my rod, so if it does scream off with a bass or a hound or a ray even, then I'll hear it. Let me just get my supplies out of it. You can't go nowhere with that Diet Coke. Bucket. So, I mean, obviously a lot of these rocks are never going to be lifted. Not by me anyway. But there will be, in places, rocks you can lift, like this one. Obviously what's underneath. That's a little female hardback. Now look at these little crabs. These are strange little things. Look at them. Anyone know what they are? Oh, with them huge claws. Tiny little crabs, huge claws. I don't know what, I haven't got a clue what they are. That one's a female. Oh, where's it gone? That one's a female, you can tell because she's carrying eggs. So what we do, we put them back. Always, if you lift a rock over, lift it back. Because the weed underneath will rot, and the crabs and... Right. Now, listening to that, there was something bigger. That was definitely... There's something under there a bit bigger than them little crabs. There's a big crab under there. Could be a lobster, I suppose. But there was something under there a lot bigger than what I've just seen, that's for sure. Let's see if there's anything under this side. No. Right, let's go and see if we can find a bigger crab. I'll keep you on for a minute, and then when I think you're all probably getting bored, I'll turn it off and bring you back. But you can stay with me for a minute, I suppose. What's under that one? Here, look, that's what we're looking for. Second rock. A nice edible crab. Now, looking at that one, it's all nice and clean underneath, and nice and white, and he's quite light as well. So he's already peeled, and he's I reckon he's going hard again. But a fine way to check. Right, I'm going to put you down for a sec. Give me a minute. Nope. Just nipped the tiniest little tiny bit of his back leg off to see, and he weren't. So yeah. Well, that's what we're looking for, but we're looking for them ones that ain't peeled yet. So I'm going to put him back just there. Can I get hold of this one? Nope. I missed it. That was a shrimp. I was showing you a shrimp, but I couldn't get him. He was too fast. Right, I will. I'm going to have a little walk round. If anything comes up interesting, I'll bring you back. But if not, I'll chuck all my little bits and bobs that I find in the bucket, and I'll show you all it at the end. All right, in a bit. Well, I brought you back. Picked up a couple of little bits. I haven't really been going long. I've just come onto the mud now. So this is a big male crab. Big male crab. He's not a peeler, but I kept him just to show you. This time of year, when the crabs are peeled down at our way, come the end of it, you start getting carriers, which is what we call them. So this is a female crab. You can tell by the flap underneath. It's bigger. If I just turn this male over, you can see that's more of a point, and then the female is a lot more rounder. Anyway, this female is a softie, so it's already peeled. It's all soft and squidgy. Couldn't bite you if it tried. Now what happens is the males sit on top of the females, and whether that's them mating or not, I really don't know. I'm not going to pretend to, but they carry these females around to try and keep them safe when they're peeling, so that fish can't get them, other crabs can't get them, I suppose. But unlucky for this one, these are the best bait when they're like this. and I've got 2 so far. Well, this was just a little female that I picked up. Not that I'm going to use it. She's going to go back. But we'd chuck her and the big male back underneath a rock over here so they can hide. But yeah, so I've had a look around the rocks. Obviously not far. I haven't really wandered too far from the gear, just in case the rod screams off. The last thing we want to do is go running back across the rocks and stack it. But now I'm onto a bit of muddy area, as you can see. I'll just show you around that. Now, not all the beaches in Kent are like this at all. This is by far probably one of the most fun beaches there is. This, Minnis Bay's that way. You can see Reculver Towers in the distance over there, and Reculver, that's good for the hounds when they're about, which they are about. They just died off the last couple of days, a week or so. There's lugworm absolutely everywhere. Some good lug here apparently. I've never dug here myself, but yeah, no, apparently, as you can see, they're absolutely everywhere. All over the place. All over the place. Other than the lug on the mud, to be fair, I mean, look at that, look. There's nothing more much exciting about that, but what I'll do is we'll go and have a look in the water, see if we can see anything running past or swimming past. Now, I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera. You can see all the smooth water on the camera in the picture, and then you can see it obviously turns to a bit choppy. And then over there in the distance, if I can zoom in a bit, over there in the distance, you've got another sort of smoother patch of water over there somewhere when it stops fingering on my finger. I walk to sort of there, and that's where I feel comfortable. But yeah, we go for a walk. We get out there a bit, get in amongst the rocks where it's a bit more maybe fun to look at. Take my bucket in case you come across anything. You can see the clarity of the water. Now, come Friday / Saturday, it's not going to look nothing like this. Well, I've just seen something moving. I don't know what it is. Oh, look. It's a baby hermit crab. You can just about see his claws in there. Tiny baby hermit. These are top bait as well for the hounds. Obviously, they need to be a bit bigger than the end of your finger. Pop him back. See what else we can see moving. But no, it's great fun. I quite enjoy doing things like this. It just it passes the time while you're waiting for a run on the rod. And you never know what you might find. Last time I was down here, I was a bit further up that way a couple of years ago, and I come across a great big brass rudder off of a boat. It was a lump and all. I ended up taking it home because obviously I do a bit of work here, there and everywhere. I stuck it in my scrap pile, and I think it got me about 35 quid. So it paid for the fishing trip, paid for the diesel, paid for the bait. Well, I mean, my bait was, oh look, I've come across my fishing line. But it's like a lake out here tonight. Low water's at 8:30. Time is now 20 to 8, so I've got about 50 minutes before the tide starts turning and coming back in. And I shall probably fish it. I don't know, there's a little fish. That is a little octopus swimming over there. A little octopus or squid. That is madness. I didn't think we got him around here. He was only small. I doubt you saw it on here, but yeah, there he is. He's there. It is a little octopus. Well, he's just gone in. Right, he's just gone in the sand. I'm not going to pick him up because I don't know if he's poisonous. I don't think we get him here, but I'm not an expert. He's literally just buried himself. I can just see. There he goes. What is it? It's a little octopus. Is it an octopus or a squid? I think that's a squid. A little tiny baby squid. It is a squid. I'm still not going to try and pick him up because I haven't got the nuts, just in case he's not. I don't know if you picked that up on the camera, but yeah, it was. I'm certain that was a squid. Anyway, I'll next time I come, I shall bring a. Oh, look at the size of that beast. Look at the size of that beast. Let's see if we can pick him up. So I don't mind picking up a big scary crab. If I can get hold of him. There he is. There he is. Oh, he's got the hump. Look at that. He's a monster. Come on, phone, focus. Yeah. Let me see it. Let me just check, see if he's a peeler, and go and catch up my bucket because it's floating out to the North Sea. No, he's not a peeler. We put him back. There goes my line, just touching the water. I could probably walk out to where my bait is now. Actually, it was 20 minutes ago. I cast it out. So there goes another crab running under these big rocks. As you can see, I'm only up just below the knee, just above my shin. See what else we can see swimming around. If the rod was to go now while I'm out here, I think I'll be handlining it in because I'm not going to get back quick enough. Still see the bottom, so clear. It's lovely. As I said, as soon as we get that easterly, come Thursday, Friday, that will soon change. And that will clear it up. There's another big crab. Clarity's going for you guys. I can just about see it. So to me, this is prime fish grounds. Have I zoomed? Yeah. Oh look, you tit. I'm zoomed in. I'm probably not going to go much further than that, to be fair. I'm up to my knees. I can still just about see the bottom, but yeah, I'm happy with that. Any further I go, I'll lose visibility, and then if I end up going down a deep gully or something and breaking my leg, I'm knackered. So yeah, although this is a fun thing to do, well for me it is, I'm sure there'll be some of you that quite enjoy doing something like this. Just be safe. Look at your surroundings. Oh, obviously fishing low tide marks. From here you can see the beach just goes straight up. There's no gullies or nothing behind me that I've got to worry about for when the tide's coming in, and I've got to make sure that that it's not filling up behind me, obviously. So that's one thing to look at. If you're low tide fishing anywhere, just make sure there's not a lower point behind you that's going to fill up before you get back in. Like one of the places where I go pumping, there's another big crab down there running around. One of the places I go pumping for black lug, down by Dungeness, there's gullies everywhere. So when the tide's coming in, you've got to know what you're doing. I wouldn't advise anyone to sort of go out and try it without going with someone else that knows what they're doing, or without checking it out and watching to see what the tide does when it comes in. It's just safety first. Just use your nut, really. Don't be stupid. Step over my line. It's a bit weird that, stepping over your line when you're out in the water. Right, I'll have a little walk back up towards the rods, see if we can see anything on the way, and then I'm going to grab my little spinning rod and come and stand on one of these rocks out here and see if I can, I don't know, catch some weed like I normally do when I go spinning. It's a lovely evening. It's been absolutely pissing hard all day, and that direction where that sun's shining is where I live, and I've come down here and it's a bit dingy and a bit moody. Hopefully it'll get better. What have we got over here? Well, look, there's more evidence of the pungus peeling. There's another one, look, out of his shell. We need to find him. We need to find where he is now. This will be an ideal bit of bait. Oh, that was rotten, that one. It stinks. See, I'm pretty sure underneath them crevices of them rocks, that's where they'll be. That is exactly where they'll be. Another one, look, I think that's just a top shell. Yeah. They're all about the same sort of size as well. Right, where's my rods? As I'm walking through here, there's all sorts of little fish and shrimp swimming around. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it may well do. I just can't see it yet. See, all around these rocks. So look, this is a prime example. People crabbing and not turning the rocks back. So now watch what happens when this rock comes out. When this rock turns over, you'll see why we should turn them back. And that one's not as bad, but the weed is starting to rot, so nothing's going to go back underneath it. So please just turn the rocks back. If you go crabbing, taking your kids out, whatever, whether you're actually looking for crab to use. Oh, there's a little bit of line there. We get rid of that. We don't want to be seeing that, do we? I know my one's out there somewhere, but I can't find that. And you do what you can, don't you? Oh, there's a hook and a bead. Oh, what a surprise. I don't even get to keep the lead because there ain't one. Still, clear it up, get rid of it. In the bucket. I'll sort that weed out when I get back to the rods and I'll get 5 minutes. Yeah, I think that's probably all that covered. Loads of little rock pools. I don't know if I've lifted this rock already. I'll give it a go. And we'll give it a go. Oh, Jesus. I think we'll leave that one where it is. Oh, there's all sorts of wildlife out here. I couldn't tell you what half of it is. I know what a crab looks like, I know what a lobster looks like. Is that one going to lift? What's under there? Nixies. Hold on, what's that? Is that something in the mud? No. Oh, there's a punga shell. It's always worth having a little sift through the mud, you don't know what's in it. Stones. Don't let the rock fall back on your hand. Let's have a little rake through, see if anything pops up. Nothing. Nothing. There's stuff all swimming around by my feet, I think, but nothing that the camera's going to pick that little stuff up. There was a little goby or something swimming around in there. It's great fun. To be honest, I've got a little push net indoors I bought for the kids, and I wish I'd have bought it with me now. I'll probably do another one down here and give it another go. Look at that view, look. It's a lovely evening. It is an absolutely stunning evening. Right. Hopefully I might be able to show you a fish or two. But for now I'm going to shoot. So, I'll bring you back. Well, I brought you back. No fish. To be honest, I've only just reeled it in from being out there the first time. And I think I've been here 2 hours. It's really shallow out there. I ended up walking out to my rig. I mean, it was a good, I'd like to say 300 yards, but we all know that's a lie. I mean, I don't know. From where the rod was, by the time I've walked back and cast out, it must have been a good 150, 160 yards. But don't forget, I'm walking out there 40, 50 yards. So, well, look at the colour of that sky. Yeah, when there's no fish, just show everyone the sunset. But I mean, the clouds, look at this, absolutely stunning. And we've had some really, really terrible weather here today. I got absolutely soaked at work, loading all the stuff back in the van. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say to you, apart from what a lovely evening. I've just spoke to the fella that was over there spinning. He didn't have any luck either, but he was a nice fella. And he did. I mentioned to him about the YouTube channel, so he said he'd have a look. So if you do, hello fella. I didn't get your name, but you never know. We might meet each other down here again one day. Oh, actually, try to gear up here because the tide's making its way back in now. So I've got to sort of stick by my gear as much as I possibly can. But to be honest, I'm probably going to make this my last chuck. It wasn't a wasted journey because I got a bit of footage. But I did find what we've been looking for while I was having a look around. So this little fella, he's not a peeler, but he's a softie. Absolutely brilliant bait. Brilliant bait. So he'll end up in the fridge with the rest of the lads. With the boat cotton being cancelled, we've all got days booked off work. We've got nothing booked in, so I still want to go fishing, but it's just where. I mean, with these winds, at the minute it's blowing 30 mile an hour easterly, sort of in the Kent area. I was thinking about maybe hitting Brighton again and having a go for the place on the East Arm, because I've seen a few reports of some being caught. So I'm sure I saw a bream come off there today. So it's just nice to see some different fish, because I mean, all we get round here is white and dogfish, and in the summer we get a few bass, some hounds and some rays. Oh, I hate the rays a lot, flat dogfish. We've had them all year round this year. But while I've got you here, I need some advice, lads. And lasses, whoever watches, whatever. As you're all probably well aware now, I live in the southeast of England, so Kent. My fishing ranges go, I fish from Walton, sort of on the east coast at Essex, right down as far as Poole. And then if I go away with the missus and the kids, wherever I go away, I always have a little fish. So, but my predominant fishing is in the southeast, sort of all the Kent beaches, North Kent, and then you go round to sort of Ramsgate, Deal, Hive, Sandwich, Dungeness, all them sort of beaches. Now, for the last 2 years, we haven't seen a codling in the winter. We haven't seen nothing. There might have been the odd one out on the boats in the estuary that Steve Dentex might have had, but other than that, they're pretty much non-existent, which is why we call them unicorns. So this year, if it's no different, I really don't know what I'm going to do, because there's no way I'm showing yous me blanking every week or catching whiting every week, because you don't want to see it. Who does want to see it? We all know what a whiting looks like. We all know what a dogfish look like. Just show you that sky again, because it is nice. So I was out with the kids the other day, going to buy some new koi for my new pond that I've just built in the garden, and we come across Teaston River Country Park, or whatever it's called. It's on the Medway, the upper reach of the Medway, the freshwater end, and it just looked really, really nice. Now, I'm not really into freshwater fishing. I've done it before. So I started fishing, never caught a fish, went to sea fishing and caught my first fish. And a good few years ago, I think when my first daughter was born, Lacey, so 11 years ago, I gave up sea fishing over the summer. I sold all my gear, because I was a stupid little twat. I bought a load of carp gear, started doing carp fishing, and I quite enjoyed it for about, I don't know, 3 weeks, and then soon got bored of it and come back to my sea fishing. But this year, over the winter, I do plan on getting a bit of freshwater gear and doing a few videos on the upper Medway and other freshwater lakes. I'm not into going to fish these commercial carp fisheries, and I'm going to start buying ridiculous amounts and lorry loads of expensive carp gear, because that ain't fishing to me. Sitting in a bivvy all night watching the telly, nah, it's not happening. Living better than you do when you do at home. So I'm just going to go and get a couple of cheap rods, I think, like a little float rod, and maybe a chunkier freshwater rod, whatever it may be called. Speak to my local tackle shop, probably Medway Tackle, and give it a go up the river, because I can't fish for whiting again this year. Last year was soul destroying. It just weren't. It didn't want to make. It just made me not want to go fishing. What is the point? I will be doing a couple of trips, hopefully a bit further afield. I've never fished the Bristol Channel, so this year that is on the checklist. I will be fishing the Bristol Channel over the winter time this year to have a go for a codling. But it's something I know nothing about at all. So if there's any of you lads on here that do watch the channel, watch the videos, that know anything about the Bristol Channel, feel free to let me know anything in the comments. That'd be great. Of places where to fish. I don't want to know any secret marks. I just want to know a common mark that I've got a chance of getting a codling, and enough room that there be for a couple of us. To be honest, I don't really fancy fishing rocky marks either, because I don't know what's going on. I like to be safe. I like to know where I'm fishing and what the crack is. So, but unless any of you lads want to join us, I mean, there'll probably be me, hopefully Nath, possibly Mike, my mate Mike West, and whoever else wants to tag along. But yeah, that's at the minute. We nothing's completely planned, but we will be coming down as soon as I hear there's a few cod showing and it's worth coming down. I will be coming. I've got a freezer full of crab that I'm going to save for that trip. Whether it's needed or not, I don't know, but I will be saving it. So yeah. So let me know what you think about me doing a bit of freshwater fishing. If any of you's mind watching a bit of freshwater fishing, and if anyone fishes up the Medway, and want to tag along and show me the ropes, you're more than welcome to, because I ain't got a clue. But yeah, thought I had a little knock then. Then I just realised I didn't. What's this? Some funny looking shells. Well, that tide's coming in. I'm standing in water now, look. Right, lads. I'll bring you back right at the end, and if I've got a fish, I've got a fish. If not, then it was a wasted journey. I'll bring you back. Right then, guys, we're all done. I'm now walking back. No fish, but I had 2 casts in 3 hours, 3.5, 4 hours, whatever I've been fishing. Met a couple of people down here actually, a couple of fellas that give me a bit of, well, what I think is a decent bit of info. Few things to try. Probably not this year now, because it's probably getting a bit later on in the year. But yeah, definitely gonna remember it for next year and give it a go. It was good fun wading out in that clear water, seeing all the things sort of swim by and run by. Picked up a punga, not as many as I wanted, but at least I got one. I did get what I came for. Tonight was it was only meant to be me and a mate. Was meant to be coming down and see if we can find a few more peelers, because they're really running thin on the ground now. I'm really struggling to get them, along with everyone else. I mean, there'll probably be a few people that are still bagging them up, but I'm definitely not. I'll be running out shortly, and it'll go down to the freezer. But I'm going to save a lot of them for Bristol in the winter. So again, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. They're slowly going up. I'm quite happy actually. I think I hit 400 yesterday, 400 subscribers, which was good. But it'd be nice to hit the magical 1,000. Long way off yet, but that's good fun. I enjoy doing these videos. I really do enjoy doing these videos. It gives me something to go fishing for. So yeah, the next video could possibly be Friday actually, depending on what the weather's doing. I'm not worried about fishing in wind. I'm not really worried about fishing in rain, but if the forecast doesn't change and the rain we've got coming on Friday looks awful, and I mean awful, so to be honest, for that I don't suppose I'll be doing much, but we'll see. So again, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you've watched this video, have a look through some of my others, and you will see some actual fish. Plenty of hounds, plaice, stingrays, a stingray, and whatever else is on there. So yeah, cheers everyone.